imagine this. You've worked your entire life to build your business, your brand. You have a piece of real estate that has your name high on top of it for the world to see. It's iconic and synonymous with who you are. Then someone tries to take it. They wouldn't just be taking a piece of real estate from you, they'd be taking a piece of who you are. And imagine that you had to pay $175 million to keep them from taking it from you. How can you make sure that you have enough cash to make sure that you never have to worry about anything again? We are going to take a look at how Donald Trump was able to start, build, and preserve his massive business empire. And we are going to talk about the massive strategy that Donald Trump has used to essentially make him invincible in the business world. But before we do that, we need to learn how Donald Trump got started in the first place and how we can learn from his beginnings so that we can build our business empire. Trump was born in 1946 in New York City, from a family with a background in real estate. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer who built and managed apartment complexes in New York City's boroughs. Growing up in this environment, Donald learned the ropes of the business from a young age.
What did you learn from your father?
Well, he loved to work. And he loved to work. He'd work on Saturdays, he'd work on Sundays. That's a pretty good formula, because I have a lot of friends, they take vacations for 6 weeks and 8 weeks. And
after studying economics at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, he joined his father's company, the Trump Organization, in the early 1970s. It was around this time he received a pivotal $1 million loan from his father, but not as a gift, but as a stepping stone, with expectations of repayment with interest. This loan was Trump's initial capital in his quest to make his mark in real estate. Trump's early career focused on revitalizing the Trump Organization's existing holdings, but he quickly aimed to expand beyond his father's blueprint. By the late 1970s, he shifted his attention to Manhattan, aiming to leave a mark on one of the most competitive real estate markets in the world. Trump obviously had an ideal start to his business. He grew up in the family business with his father, giving him a mentor that he learned from his entire life. This is something that every one of us can do as well. We might not have a father who is in the business, but we can find a mentor either in person or online and learn from them. And even though we might not have access to a $1 million loan, most of us do have access to some type of credit, whether it be personal loans, home equity, or even credit cards. There are credit cards with 0% interest for a period of time that you can use. Using OPM or other people's money to begin your business venture is a very effective way to accelerate your growth. Of course, there is risk, but being an entrepreneur is about taking risks. If you're going all in on your vision, it might make sense to see how you too can use other people's money to get started. But once Trump shifted his gaze to a bigger vision, how did he make it happen? After shifting his vision to something bigger than his father had created, he pursued several high-profile projects, such as transforming the Commodore Hotel into the Grand Hyatt and building the Trump Tower, which both became symbols of luxury and ambition. These ventures helped establish Trump as a major player in New York real estate and contributed significantly to his public persona. But obviously Trump could not have purchased these properties with cash. He again utilized other people's money by taking out loans from banks to purchase these properties. This allowed him to buy more and scale faster.
because I'd make a deal, it would be a great deal, I'd make another deal, great deal, then I'd take the profits from that and I'd have it spent before the money even came in. And that's okay too. The problem with that is that when things get bad, and they always do at some point, you've got to fight too hard.
Beyond real estate, Trump ventured into casinos, resorts, and various entertainment and business sectors through the 1980s and 1990s, in which he, again, utilized debt.
That is Donald Trump for you. Trump has submitted a plan to buy a bankrupt casino operator, but the name of the company? Trump Entertainment Resorts.
Mary McLeod Trump emigrated to America in the 1930s. The flamboyant businessman is in Scotland to give evidence tomorrow to a public inquiry into his controversial plans to build a massive golf course in Aberdeenshire.
His journey wasn't without its hurdles. Several of his businesses faced financial struggles, leading to bankruptcies, a very real risk when utilizing debt. Yet, Trump's skill in self-promotion and media appearances kept him in the limelight, maintaining his status as a prominent figure. And it's important to note that Trump himself didn't go bankrupt, just some of his businesses did. This is important to note because if you're going to get into business, you might want to protect yourself personally. You can do this by legally filing your business as a legal entity, such as an LLC or S Corp. consult an attorney to make sure it is set up correctly. Trump's $1 million loan was definitely helpful, but not anyone could have turned that into what Trump did.
And I took a small loan, and it was relative. When I say small compared to what I built.
Luxurious hotels, casinos, golf courses. It is important that you too make sure that when you get your financing, you invest it into your business in smart ways, so that it can grow and multiply, and negotiate any deal that you make very aggressively. Use leverage so that your money can grow faster. Real estate is great for this. For example, if you finance a $5 million building, you might need $1 million to put down. Now, if that building's value increases by just 10%, it is now worth $5.5 million. However, since you use leverage, your cash-on-cash return is 50%. You have $1 million cash into the deal, now you have $1.5 million in equity. You can use the same strategy even with smaller numbers. But how did Trump become the man that we know and love or hate today? This day changed Trump's brand forever. Before running for president of the United States, he was one of the most beloved celebrities in the world. He was mentioned in rap songs, had cameos in movies, appeared on talk shows and news channels as an expert. But what happened? He got into politics. Why would someone who had built such an iconic brand and was beloved by so many risk his entire reputation by running for president? It's no secret that there are those that hate Donald Trump now, and it's also no secret that there are those who love him more than ever. There could be many reasons for his decision, such as what he claims, which is saving our country from going down a terrible path. But for the sake of learning how we can preserve our business and wealth, we're going to look at how this decision impacted his brand. The Trump brand was already extremely well known. His run for president made him even more well known than he already was. He was a global icon at this point. His brand was even more polarized than it was before. This is actually a key strategy in a strong personal brand. In a book by Russell Brunson called Expert Secrets, Russell talks about the recipe of essentially building a personal brand. Of these, polarity and an us versus them frame are two of the most powerful psychological elements to create a strong following. Actually, if you compare Trump's brand now to the key elements described in the book, you'll notice a lot of similarities. Trump's personal brand is now at new heights, giving him a huge audience on social media that he can communicate directly to. This gives him great leverage if he needs to raise awareness, funds, get his message out, and etc. Donald Trump has millions of fans that believe in him and his message so strongly that they donate to his campaigns, purchase things that he promotes, all to support him in his mission of draining the swamp and saving the country. He also has very powerful friends who strongly support him and can lend him a hand if necessary. He remains able to stay true to himself and his mission by avoiding taking money from huge corporations and donors, which would definitely want to filter what he says to fit their vision of the world more. How else can you explain someone who seems to get stronger the more he's attacked? This takes us back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the video. It's not news that Trump has been attacked in multiple legal battles. Recently, they tried to seize his assets, including one of the most prized and symbolic of all, Trump Tower. He had a bond to post of $175 million, or he could have lost it all. Did he post it? Of course he did. Because Trump has built not only a business strong enough to endure any attack, but a personal brand and a loyal following. Once you have built your business, make your brand strong. Make your reputation unmatched. Your network full of people that believe in your mission. That way, if someone ever comes to try to take the building with your name on it, you can pay cash to fight back and keep it.